A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to see chapter number 2, Health and Diseases. Children, let's recall some questions. Have you ever taken the leave from school due to sickness? Yes, due to sickness or not keeping well, we are taking leave from the school. So, what happens exactly when we become sick? So, when we are becoming sick, children, that time there is a disturbance in the normal health. Means our body functions are not going properly when we are not keeping well. So, there is some pain in the body when we are not keeping well. Sometimes pain in the head, means that is headache. Sometimes we are getting cough, cold, okay, and sometimes our digestion is not proper, and due to that we are getting loose motion. So due to not keeping well or becoming sick, we are becoming uncomfortable in our feelings. Sometimes we feel good even without taking any medicine, and sometimes we need to consult doctor and take regular medicines in sickness. Why is it so? Sometimes we are becoming okay or we are feeling good because we are using that time household remedies. Means something we are taking ginger tea, okay, or mother is giving household some medicines, and due to that we are keeping okay or we are keeping well. But sometimes due to infection in our body, okay, and that is only for short period, then we are cured or that infection is cured by itself, okay. But sometimes this illness is severe means what, children? That is not becoming proper due to after short time also, okay, and due to that we are not cured in such a way at home, and therefore that time we are going in the hospital, we are taking doctor's advice, and then medicines prescribed by doctor, okay. So with proper treatment from doctor and doctor's advice, we are becoming okay or we are feeling relief from our sickness. Now after that we will come to our chapter name, children, that is health and disease. So health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-beingness, and not merely the absence of any disease. So health is a combination of physical health, then mental health and social health, and there is not only the absence of any disease, means there is a absence of any disease merely means only the absence of any disease, means that is not included in the health, that is absent in our health. So we have seen, children, in the definition of health there is a physical health. So physical health means what? There is a normal functioning of the body, okay. So normal biological processes are there in our body, that is circulation, digestion, then excretion, reproduction. So all these biological processes are going properly, means there is something balance between all these body functions and all these biological processes, and due to that it is called as a physical health. Means physically whichever our biological processes are there, these daily biological processes are going on properly, that is included in the physical health. So the physical wellness is the ability to maintain a quality of life that allows you to get the most of your daily activities without any physical stress. So we are doing our physical activities, okay, that is without giving any stress to our body, that is called as physical health. So this physical health we can keep on the basis of three ways properly, means by doing regular physical activity, means physical exercise, then by taking proper diet means all the nutrients we are giving to our body, means all types of vegetables, then milk, then in that all proteins, carbohydrates and fats that we are taking properly, okay, that is called good nutrition, and then adequate rest after taking this nutrient we are giving sufficient rest to our body, then all these are included in the physical health. So if we are keeping properly all these three things, means regular physical exercise, good nutrients, and then adequate rest to our body. Adequate means sufficient amount of rest we are giving to our body, then obviously our physical health will be good. Now, next is mental health. So, mental health is included in emotional, psychological, and social well being. Emotional, in that, whichever things are there, means in any situation, how we are thinking, how we are feeling, and how we are reacting, and how we are handling any stress or any situation, okay, with relating to others, means with the help of others, other peoples, okay. So that is called as mental health, and this mental health is important at every stage of life, means not only in the childhood but in adulthood also. This mental health is important, okay. So in this mental health there is all coming together, that is emotional health, then psychological and social health also. Now, next coming to the point, that is social health. So, social health involves ability to form satisfying interpersonal relationship with others. Means how we are keeping relation with other people. Means in case of our family, in case of your school, whichever peoples are there in school, family, okay. So then your society, your relatives, your neighbors, how you are doing relation with other people, that is coming in the social health. So the ability to form meaningful relationship with other people, and we have to interact them with a positive way, that is called as a social health. Now after looking the health concept, now we will come to the disease concept. So the meaning of disease is lack of ease, means lack of comfortness. Okay, not feeling well, sickness or illness or problem in our body function, that is called as disease. Now, what is the exact definition of disease? Condition of disturbance in physical or psychological process of the body is called as disease. Now, which are the physiological processes? The physiological disorder is a condition in which organ in the body malfunction causes illness. Means any organ in our body that is not functioning properly, and due to that we are getting illness. So that is called as physiological processes. For example, asthma and diabetes. In the asthma disease children, that is affected, means there is infection to our lungs, and due to that we are getting disease asthma, okay. So due to that this asthma, our body, so whichever function is there of lungs, that not showing properly, that is called as physiological process. Diabetes, in the diabetes disease there is an increase in the sugar level, okay. So our body not showing properly the sugar level, okay. So our body organ becomes damaged, or in short it became ill, and due to that it is called as a physiological process. Now psychological means what? There is a mental disorder or mental illness to our body, that is called as mental disorder or psychological process. So in that psychological process, distress, okay, means stress is there to our mind, okay, and due to that, that is called as a psychological process. In that psychological process, what happens children? There is a abnormal thoughts, means our mind is not functioning properly, so normal thoughts are not coming in our mind, okay. Normal feelings are not there, then our behavior is also not normal, that is called as abnormal thoughts, abnormal feeling, and abnormal behavior. So that is called as psychological disorder. So each disease has its own specific symptoms. Means that disease either physiological or psychological disease. But all these diseases have their specific symptoms. Now, next topic is children types of diseases. So there are some types of diseases according to duration and according to reasons. So according to duration, there are two types, that is chronic disease and acute disease. According to reasons, there are again two types, that is hereditary diseases and acquired diseases. And in acquired diseases, there are again two types children, that is infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Now let us see all these types in detail. Now, according to duration, there are two types of diseases, that is chronic disease and acute disease. Let us see first of all, children, that is chronic disease. Chronic disease, in this disease is long lasting in its effect. Means this disease is getting to patient for long period of time. Okay, and that is called as chronic diseases. This chronic disease lasts for more than 3 months, and this disease affects to patient, any patient, more than 3 months. Okay, so that type of disease is called as children chronic disease. For example, asthma, cancer and diabetes. So such types of diseases, the patient has getting this disease more than 3 months. Okay, now next is acute disease. So there are some diseases which will be last for, or that patient has getting this disease near about only 2-3 days. Okay, that is a short amount of time is there for this disease, and that is called as acute disease. For example, influenza virus, when it affects to our body, that disease is also only for 2-3 days. Okay, then again common cold. So common cold is also for 2-3 days. And acute disease can include fever also children, because sometimes we are getting fever, that is also for 2-3 days only. That is a short period of time, and such type of diseases are called as acute disease. Now let us take children more information about acute disease and chronic disease with the help of their difference. This acute disease will be for short period of time, for example common cold. Now this chronic disease will be for long period of time, and sometimes it will be for lifetime also. For example, elephantiasis. Elephantiasis is a disease children in which the patient's legs are becoming just like elephant's legs. Okay, means in short, there is a swelling on that patient's legs, that is called as elephantiasis. Now, for chronic disease, the major effects will be in a very short time. Okay, so there is a major effects on general health of patient for very short period of time. But in chronic disease, it takes more time or long time to cause major effects on general health. Now, third difference, in acute diseases, feeling of tiredness does not occur all the time. In case of this acute disease, it will be cured within short period of time, and due to that we are not feeling, okay, tired in long period of time or all the time. But in case of chronic disease, one feels tired all the time. Means many times due to this chronic disease, anyone can feel tired due to this chronic disease. Okay, then in acute disease there is no weight loss and does not short of breath. Okay, in acute disease we are not, means we are not losing our weight. Okay, or there is no symptom of short breath, means there is a problem in breathing, that is not happening in acute disease. But in chronic diseases there is a weight loss, means we are losing our weight and becomes short of breath, means there is a difficulty in breathing in case of this chronic diseases. Okay, then acute diseases do not have long term effects, so this acute disease is curable within short period, so these effects are not for long term. Now for chronic diseases, that is taking time to cure, and due to this chronic disease have long term effect. I hope children it is very clear to you what is the acute disease and chronic disease. Now next type of diseases according to reasons, that is first is hereditary diseases. It is a disease or disorder that is inherited genetically. Means this disease is spreading from one generation to another generation. So these are passing from one generation to another generation through defective genes. Defective means there is a something infection, okay, or there is defection in the genes, and due to that this disease getting to any person. Okay, so genes means what children? Gene is a basic and physical functional unit of heredity. Okay, that is a functional unit of hereditary, and these genes are made up from DNA. Means there is simply defect in the genes, and due to that this disease is spreading from one generation to another generation, and these diseases are transmitted in the same family, and this disease is transmitting from one generation to another generation in the same family only. Okay, so the chromosomes in the humans are responsible for passing the traits from the parents to the offspring. Okay, the chromosomes, okay, in our body children there are 23 pairs of chromosomes, and in that chromosome suppose there are some defect in the chromosome, then that disease has getting from parent to their young ones. For example, such type of disease is Down's syndrome. So Down syndrome is a genetic disorder disease, and that is caused when abnormal cell division results in extra genetic material from chromosome 21. So out of 23 chromosomes in our body, when there is a formation of extra genetic material from chromosome number 21, then such type of disease has getting. So Down syndrome causes distinct facial appearance. So you can see in the picture children. So due to this Down syndrome disease, there is a appearance of these children are looking something different. Okay, intellectual disability. Okay, so these children are not behaving properly. Okay, or their brain is not working that much properly. There is disability means not functioning properly, and developmental delays means they are not developing just like normal children. Okay, so it may be associated with thyroid or heart disease also. So this disease may be associated with thyroid or heart disease also. Now second type of disease according to reason is acquired diseases. So this acquired disease is a primary disease, and that begins after birth at some point during one's lifetime. So this disease any person has getting from his birth only. So it may be congenital disease that is acquired from mother during birth. So this is a congenital disease means that disease that person has getting from his mother during the birth. Okay. For example, AIDS and HIV. These are the two diseases that is acquired disease. Now, children, let us take more information about this hereditary or genetic disease and acquired disease with the help of their difference. So, genetic disease is one that caused by having defect in the DNA. Okay, and acquired disease is the disease in which a person acquired during his or her life, means at the time of birth. Now, second point, the disease is present throughout the entire life of the individual. Means this genetic disease or hereditary disease is present throughout the entire life of that person. Now, second point in acquired disease, this acquired disease is caused by foreign organism, that is either from virus or bacteria. Now, third difference in genetic disease, that is this disease is caused by DNA. Okay, and acquired disease difference is That is, this disease is not caused by person's DNA. So these are the difference point in case of genetic disease and acquired disease. So with the help of this, I hope children you all have understood which are the genetic disease and acquired disease. Now, after looking hereditary diseases, we will see children acquired diseases in detail. There are two types of acquired diseases, that is infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. So infectious diseases are defined as disorder caused by pathogenic microorganisms. Pathogenic means disease causing agent such as bacteria, virus, parasites or fungi that can be spread directly or indirectly. That is vector borne from one individual to another individual. So such type of diseases are called as infectious diseases. For example, common cold, flu, dengue and corona. Okay. Now second type is non-infectious diseases. A non-communicable disease is a disease that is not transmissible directly from one person to another person. Means non-infectious diseases, non-communicable disease, and that is not transferring from one person to another person. For example, diabetes and heart diseases. These are not transferring from one person to another person. Now let us take children more information about infectious and non-infectious disease. This infectious disease caused due to attack of pathogen. Pathogen means disease causing agent, either bacteria or virus. Now this non-infectious disease caused by factors other than pathogens. That is, instead of this virus or bacteria, we are getting this disease. Now, infectious diseases are caused due to extrinsic factors. Extrinsic means outside body factors, that is called as infectious disease. And this non-infectious disease caused due to intrinsic factors. Intrinsic means that is inside the body factors. Now, infectious diseases transmitted from one person to another person. This non-infectious disease not transmitted from one person to another person. Then transmission of this infectious disease occurs through direct contact or some medium, that is with the help of air medium, water medium or from vectors also. Okay. Then non-infectious diseases we are getting from transmission from parent to their offspring. Means this is a hereditary disease. If any parent has getting this disease, then their young ones has also get this disease. Okay. Now, next is community hygiene can reduce the occurrence of this disease. Okay, if we are keeping community hygiene or we are keeping community cleanliness, then we can reduce the chances of getting this disease. Now, community hygiene is ineffective in non-infectious diseases to reduce the occurrence of this disease because this disease we are getting from intrinsic factor, that is from inside the body. So community hygiene or community cleanliness cannot reduce the chances of getting this disease. Now infectious diseases, for example cholera or malaria, and non-infectious disease examples are diabetes and goiter. I hope children it is very clear to you difference between infectious and non-infectious diseases. Now let us see children some question answers based on these diseases. How the following diseases spread? For example, hepatitis, malaria, scabies, TB, dengue, dysentery, ringworm and swine flu. So first disease is hepatitis. Hepatitis we are getting from this disease from food and water. Some types of hepatitis such as hepatitis B is transmitted through infected blood. Now malaria by by biting of female mosquito we are getting this malaria disease. Then scabies by contact with scabies mite. Okay, so scabies is one type of skin disease. Okay, so when there is a contagious or there is a contact with this scabies disease person, then we can get this scabies disease. And that is a tiny burrowing mite is there. Mite means what? Small insect. And when that is insect bit to any person, then that person has getting this scabies skin disease. So scabies is contagious and that is spreading quickly through close physical contact with that scabies patient. The most common symptom of this scabies is intense itching in the area where this mites burrow. Okay, so where this mite or that insect has bitten to that person, there we are getting intense itching. Intense means very tremendously itching to that part. Okay, now TB. This TB disease has contact or getting due to contaminated air due to bacteria of tuberculosis. Okay. Now next is dengue. By bite of female mosquito, anyone can get dengue disease. Then dysentery mode of transmission is contaminated food and water. Ringworm. So contact infection due to fungus. Okay, from fungus anyone can get ringworm disease. Then swine flu, contaminated air with virus of swine flu. If swine flu virus has getting through contaminated air, then any person can get swine flu disease. Now next question is, what do we mean by pathogen? Pathogen is a microbe that causes infection of some particular disease, that is called as pathogen. Now, third question, what do we mean by infectious diseases? Okay, so by being contact of a patient, pathogens from his or her body enter another normal person body with the help of air, water or other means. Okay, and such pathogens create illness to a normal person. So such type of diseases are called as infectious diseases. So in short, infectious diseases means there is a contact of person from one person to another person through air, water or other reason, and that is called as a infectious diseases. Thank you children for watching the video and for your attention.